God codes. See, when I am doing little things, these thoughts to share come to my mind. I'm finishing up the canceling a curse and supernatural attack protection ritual, and God codes came to mind. The sigil that I stare at, or symbol that I stare at during this ritual, is a code, and it's a code for a specific purpose. It made me think about Solomon and the codes he used to control the spirits. He would ask the demons, who vexes you, who irritates you? Which is basically the opposite of that demon, and the demon would say, this angel is the one who gets on my nerves. And he would command the angel to control the demon, commanding the higher self to control the lower self. God codes. When I get into specific states of consciousness, certain downloads are related to me, certain synchronicities happen in my waking life. Certain animals appear, certain numbers repeat, certain feelings arise, certain people call. These are all parts of the codes. I call it God codes because this is the way that God communicates. I mean, I don't know about Moses, but even he got a burning bush. And when I have heard voices, when nothing was there, I don't think it was God, but I've never heard the divine holy being, creator of all things, everlasting, ever and ever, communicate to me outside of coincidences and synchronicities. But when it comes to working within our realm and I guess coding into our environment what we want magically, I noticed that these God codes, these sigils, these rituals, these magical works, incantations, evocations, prayers, meditations, these are the way we pierce the veil and we imprint through code what we want to see. Since we are little creators and our energetic force is finite to our bodies, we can only pull but so much. But it's amazing to see the results. It's amazing to feel the feelings that come with the results of the different frequency that you're bestowed with. I'm on the last couple days of this particular ritual, and I feel different. The frequencies are different. I am different. I am not the same. I'm not the same person I was going into the ritual, I have made changes that the old me would have overlooked, would have sacrificed against. But in projecting codes outwardly, taking the codes in through ritual, it's like a volley. You toss the ball, and God hits it back to you. God hits it back to you through messenger, through angel, through spirits. Any way that the universe conspires to meet you. And it's so interesting. There's a particular thing that I'm doing. I'll get into it later once I feel it out more. But some of the words in the incantation are change the past and change the future. And I think that's the only way this is able to work. Because how can these things possibly align? Maybe 2 years ago, or maybe even a year ago, I was really heavily into trying to understand quantum information, quantum entanglement theory, just quantum shit. Trying to understand time and how it works and what it is. I kind of let that go because I see how it is, but it's interesting how things happen to meet you where you need to be met. There's this thing about how we humans always fret and worry and chase things that we want, but the birds always cared for and have what they need. The deers are always able to feast. So, in that essence, I've been able to let go and let God. It is a wonderful thing, and it's a good feeling to feel good. And magic has been able to help me break things that needed to be broken as far as I deemed. And maybe these things that needed to be broken were always there to be broken as a test to create pressure. But neither here nor there. That's all I got. Use the codes. Dig into the codes. I was always afraid to dig into these sort of sigils and deeper things that seemed freaky or dark. But let's jump in. I laughed today because I used to watch this guy and he said, never deal with genies, they're too powerful and you can't control them, la 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 la. And he's like, demons, yeah, angels, yeah, genies, stay the fuck away from them. And I don't deal with devils because my experience with that is like there's always some sort of weird shit that comes along with that. Demons, rather. But, genies I wasn't gonna touch. If they was worse than the demons, fuck no. They're more ancient, more powerful. But, as I'm close to completing this ritual, I realize that this protection ritual is full of genie because the etymology of genius is that of genie, of jinn. So it seems we've been in there with the geniuses, with the great jinn, the genies of old primordial power and influence. It's so interesting, and sometimes in these rituals it's incomprehensible to understand, like the genius of doves. Again, it makes me think of the train man. Is the train man the genius of the train? And is a genius, see, one of the geniuses is to have power over my own domain. So, is the genius the power over that particular thing, right? Because that's what they seem to be. I don't remember which YouTuber was. Maybe it was Q Reeves or another, but they said different cities have different spirits. Maybe it was Seven Bonar. Every city has its own vibration, and that vibration is the spirit. Is that spirit that has the domain of that city, the genius of, let's say, Las Vegas? I call the genius of Las Vegas to give me the power and luck of gambling. Is it that particular way? There's a sustaining genius. There's a genius of judgments and balance. I don't see why it would be whack to work with these. Maybe if you're doing terrible things and your karma comes around and you're working with a genius of judgment and harmony and balance, and they balance out your shit for real. I guess I could see that. Anywho, I digress and go on and on and on. So yeah, there's that. Adios.